Good morning. I'm Natalie with KQNK. Today is Thursday, February 27th. Currently, with fair skies, it is 37 degrees. The humidity is 59%. The wind speed is west at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 29.37. The dew point is 24 degrees, and the current wind chill is 33 degrees. It's 8:04 and time for Kansas News.
Kansas Information Network News, I'm Jen Austin. Another listening session was held Monday in Wichita as school board members ponder the closure of as many as 6 public schools.
Parents and staff members sounded off with the vast majority of speakers pleading with the school board not to close any of the schools. Monday night's meeting focused on Jardine Middle School and Cleveland Elementary School. The USD 259 school board will have one final public meeting before a final vote is scheduled for March 4th. I'm Jared Sorello.
In an effort to reduce traffic fatalities, the Kansas Department of Transportation and the Drive to Zero Coalition will host the first Drive to Zero Day at the Capitol from 9 to noon on Thursday on the second floor of the Kansas State House. They'll share information on how communities, law enforcement, businesses, and first responders are working together on strategic initiatives to save lives on Kansas roads. There's more at ksdot.gov about the current safety initiatives. This is Kansas Information Network News.
In search of the perfect cut for your lawn? Join the pursuit by choosing from a full line of Steel mowers. From gas and battery options to zero turns and push mowers, Steel offers a wide range of mowing solutions for homeowners and professionals. Right now, get 0% financing on your purchase with a Steel zero-turn mower. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com/mowers. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and
Good morning. I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News. Brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. According to the Hays Fire Department, a man sustained multiple injuries on Friday following a fall at a house under construction in Hays. The Hays Fire Department received a dispatch at 8:52 a.m. regarding a male who fell into a basement on Larnard Circle. And at 8:59 a.m., fire crews reached the scene and worked with EMS, who administered medical care to the individual. According to Hays Fire Chief Ryan Hargens, EMS treated the patient in the basement while others were getting what's called a low-angle rescue ready. A low-angle rescue is essential for situations where slopes range from 0 to 30 degrees and require the use of ropes. EMS stabilized the man in the basement, and he was brought up at 9:12 a.m. before being transported to Hays Medical Center in serious condition. Hagen said that construction workers should conduct regular walkthroughs of their work sites to identify both hazardous and safe threat areas, because it goes back to common sense in construction areas and being aware of your surroundings. The Hays Fire Department has not received any updates regarding the individual's condition. Hagen said the rescue team of the Hays Fire Department was fully equipped and ready to respond to the call on Friday, as they have been trained extensively on all types of technical rescue. He said they had the equipment, knowledge, and the training to take care of the situation. Governor Kelly issued a verbal state of disaster emergency proclamation at 10:23 a.m. on Monday due to increased fire weather conditions that will continue through the rest of the week. This declaration allows resources to be used to provide state assistance, as warmer conditions, strong winds, and low relative humidity will create high to very high fire weather conditions for many parts of the state. Governor Kelly said weather conditions are such that a high risk exists for wildland fires. So she urges everyone across the state to use extreme caution and avoid burning, if at all possible, because a single spark is enough to touch off a fire that could have devastating consequences. Rodney Redinger, the Assistant Fire Management Officer for the Kansas Forest Service, said everyone can do their part to prevent unwanted fires. If there are opportunities to avoid welding, using cutting torches or other activities that could cause a spark, please do so over the next few days. However, if you must engage in spark-causing activities, make sure to have a fire extinguisher, water pressure can, or other tool for extinguishing ready for a fire that could ignite. The Kansas Division of Emergency Management will staff the State Emergency Operations Center starting today, Tuesday, February 27th, to assist counties and local responders if requested. The Kansas Corporation Commission has been awarded a $1.9 million Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant from the Department of Energy to help local governments replace traffic signals and or street lighting with energy-efficient lighting technology. The agency's grant application stated that many publicly owned facilities in Kansas communities are aging and inefficient, incurring high costs for energy and maintenance. Replacement of street lights and traffic signals with more energy-efficient lighting can significantly cut energy use and maintenance costs while improving light quality and output. The grant is part of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, and the Kansas Corporation Commission will prioritize awards to cities and counties that did not directly receive federal grants under the program, with a particular focus on rural, underserved, and disadvantaged communities. Applications for funding are expected to be available to eligible entities early next month, and for more information, you can visit the KCC website at kcc.ks.gov. The Ogalla Aquifer Summit is set for March 18th and 19th in Liberal at the Seward County Fairgrounds, and will be the third time it's been held since 2018. The Ogalla is a vast underground reservoir that covers 174,000 square miles and touches parts of South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Texas. Some estimates indicate the aquifer is rapidly depleting, and in 50 years, 70% of it will be diminished. In Kansas, the Ogalla covers most of the western one-third of the state, and it's estimated that 95% of groundwater pumped from the aquifer each year is for irrigated agriculture, though it also supports livestock and municipal needs. The aquifer supports approximately $35 billion in crop production, and if water depletion in the aquifer continues, Kansas land values may drop by millions. Susan Metzger, the director of the Kansas Water Institute at Kansas State University, said water specialists from each state in the Ogalla Aquifer region have prepared updates on their water management progress for the summit. More information on the summit can be found at irrigationinnovation.org/2024-Ogalla-Summit. In Nebraska news, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office reported that a woman suffered serious injuries after she was attacked by 5 German Shepherds over the weekend. Chief Deputy Ben Houchin said that at 8:35 a.m., a woman was running in the 2900 block of West Pleasant Road when the 5 dogs got through a fence, knocked her to the ground, and began mauling her. Houchin said the woman required surgery at a Lincoln hospital due to puncture wounds to her face, neck, head, and arms. And it's one of the most severe attacks that he had seen in 31 years. He said that the woman thought she was going to die. Houchin said this is the second bite incident involving these German Shepherds. On December 17, 2023, a couple was walking down the road when the dog surrounded them and bit them. He said the owner was cited for 5 counts of dogs running at large, and the dogs are in the custody of the Capital Humane Society. Law enforcement is in the process of deciding what to do with them. No injuries were reported following a fire inside 2 storage containers on Friday night at JBS in Grand Island. The Grand Island Fire Department said crews responded at around 10 p.m. to the meatpacking plant at 555 South Stir Road for a report of 2 bulk storage containers outside the building that were smoking. The Grand Island Fire Department said the chemicals inside the containers heat up when exposed to air, and that when crews put water on it to extinguish the blaze, it would heat up, leading the crews to end up making a sprinkler system to continuously have water on it. They said that the chemical has very little health risk. However, it's not good to be in the direct vicinity of it or to breathe in the chemical. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
According to the Kansas Department of Transportation, the first of two bridge projects along K9 in Phillips County is expected to start the week of March 4th. The Kansas Department of Transportation project will replace the bridge over Wolf Creek, which is located approximately 3.5 miles east of Logan, and a shoe-fly detour will be constructed first that will carry traffic around the work zone while the new structure is being built. The Kansas Department of Transportation plans to shift traffic onto the detour in mid-April, and the work is expected to be complete in November, conditions permitting. The second project is located 0.4 miles east of Logan and is scheduled to begin in June. For more information, you can contact the Kansas Department of Transportation Area Construction Manager, Dan Moore, at 785-302-6200. According to the unofficial minutes of the Norton City Council meeting that was held on Wednesday, February 21st, the Norton City Council met in regular session at 5:30 p.m. with Mayor Jerry Jones presiding, and the council members present were Ron Briery, Jason Jones, Gerald Jones, Dennis Gilhausen, Jim Miller, and Dale Jacobson, along with others to present business or observe. A motion was made by Ron Briery and seconded by Jason Jones to approve the February 7, 2024 City Council meeting minutes, and the motion carried, and there was one building permit presented for approval. Dallas Goslin with the Norton County Economic Development presented a proposal from Never Give Up Consulting, LLC on a fire department needs assessment for Norton County, and Dallas requested that the city contribute $1,750, which accounts for half the cost of the assessment. A motion was made by Gerald Jones and seconded by Ron Briery to enter into an agreement for $1,750 with the Never Give Up Consulting, LLC for the Norton County, Kansas Fire Department needs assessment, and the motion carried. Dallas also presented the final plat for the East Site development. A motion was made by Ron Briery and seconded by Jim Miller to tentatively approve the final plat for the East Site development on the condition that the Planning and Zoning Commission approves the final plat. The motion carried. After two executive sessions, Gerald Jones reported that the Public Safety Committee met in response to the letter received from Superintendent Corey Roy regarding traffic concerns on Eisenhower Drive during the student drop-off and pickup times when school is in session. Gerald stated that the meeting was well attended with representation from Mr. Roy, as well as several citizens who reside on the east side of Eisenhower Drive, who were all given the opportunity to ask questions and express their opinion on the matter. Everyone in attendance agreed there is a definite issue with traffic flow in the bottleneck section on the north end of Eisenhower. During the meeting, Mr. Roy expressed that USD 211 is open to any and all suggestions that may help solve the issue, and his suggestion was to look at making this section of Eisenhower Drive a one-way street with flow of traffic going north and south, though this idea was not popular with those in attendance. After consideration by the committee, a motion was made by Gerald Jones and seconded by Dale Jacobson that the city not make Eisenhower Drive from Armory to Crane a one-way street, and the motion carried unanimously. An idea that seemed to get some traction from many in attendance was for the city to widen the west side of the bottleneck on the north end to enhance the flow of traffic. Another thought was to consider the rezoning of the parking and loading zones on the west side of Eisenhower Drive, which could be implemented in the short term to help alleviate the traffic flow issues. Gerald said the city has control over each of these issues, and they will be addressed in a timely manner, since the process for any of these changes would be time sensitive if they were to occur prior to the beginning of school in 2024. With that, Gerald scheduled a Public Safety Committee meeting on February 26th to further analyze and discuss the traffic concerns on Eisenhower Drive. A motion was made by Jason Jones and seconded by Dale Jacobson to approve Travel and Tourism Committee appointments that include the reappointment of Jesse Galentine for service, the reappointment of Wendy Reedy for service, and the reappointment of Leanne Shear for association, with the terms expiring February 2026, and the motion carried. Chief of Police Jay Sharp reported on department activities. City Administrator James Maru reported the Electric Department Supervisor position is now being advertised. And Ron Briery reported that the Public Works Committee met and discussed the Public Works Department proposed projects for the year. A motion was made by Dale Jacobson and seconded by Dennis Gilhausen to approve the Norton Area Chamber of Commerce's application for park and grandstand use on July 5, 2024, and the motion carried. A motion was made by Dale Jacobson and seconded by Dennis Gilhausen to approve the Norton Horse Council's 2024 event schedule, And a motion was made by Dennis Gilhausen and seconded by Dale Jacobson to donate $500 to the Norton Post-Prom. The motion carried. A motion was then made by Ron Briery and seconded by Jim Miller to approve appropriating ordinance number 4 as a whole, and the motion carried, and the council then adjourned at 6:31 p.m. Your menu today for Eisenhower Elementary School. For lunch, you'll be having ham and cheese, homemade bun, creamy coleslaw, pork and beans, pears, and milk. For Norton Community High School and Junior High, your lunch today will be breaded chicken sandwich, fruit, and milk. And for Northern Valley Schools, your lunch today will be pulled pork sandwich, potatoes, vegetable, and fruit. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, it should be mostly sunny with a high near 57 and windy, with a west wind of 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming north 20 to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon, and the winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour. For tonight, there's a 20% chance of snow showers before 10 p.m. Should be cloudy during the early evening, then gradually clearing with a low around 16 and blustery, with a north wind of 15 to 25 miles per hour, which should be decreasing to 5 to 15 miles per hour after midnight. The winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour tonight. On Wednesday, it should be sunny with the high near 51 and a southwest wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Wednesday night, it should be clear with the low around 29. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you got bugs, we know what a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Thursday it should be sunny with the high near 61 and breezy with wind gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. On Friday, it should be sunny with a high near 71. On Saturday, sunny with a high near 76. On Sunday, it should be sunny with a high near 72 and breezy. And on Monday, there's a chance of rain and snow showers. Otherwise, it'll be partly sunny with the high near 49 and breezy. Currently, with fair skies, it is 37 degrees. The humidity is 59%. The wind speed is west at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 29.37. The dew point is 24 degrees. And the current wind chill is 33 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:22.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Your Kansas Sports Report is being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
This February, get a sweetheart of a deal on an auto loan at United Northwest Federal Credit Union with 5.25% APR on a 2018 or newer vehicle loan. Qualifying members may enroll in any of our loan add-on products and lower that APR even more. Purchase money loans only, and other terms and conditions may apply. All loans are subject to UNW FCU credit approval standards. Contact one of our friendly loan officers for more information. This deal is only valid February 1st through February 28th, so hurry in. UNW FCU is an equal housing lender and federally insured by NCUA.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Puig. After being up as many as 25 during the contest, Kansas State gave up 53 points in the second half as West Virginia tied it as they went to overtime. Kansas State won 94-90 to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive as they were led by Tyler Perry's season-high 29 points. After the contest, head coach Jerome Tang says they're leaning on Tyler Perry a lot, and he's delivering.
We're asking a lot of him. He's delivering, and he's playing, he's studying, he's practicing, he's preparing like a kid who wants to make the NCAA tournament for the first time in his career. And so, I mean, we're asking, we're stretching him, man. He's really being stretched, and he's embracing it. And, he asked me the other day, was I on Marquise Noel as much as I am on him? And the answer is I was on Keith a whole lot more, by the way. And but he's just embracing being coached and trying to do whatever he can, leaving it all on the court for his team.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Did you serve in the military? If so, you can obtain a free lifetime pass to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites. These sites are located across more than 400 million acres of public lands, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. The lands host activities to fit any lifestyle: hiking, biking, fishing, camping, and much more. Gold Star families are also eligible for these free lifetime passes. Plus, they cover entrance fees for a driver and all passengers in a car, or up to 3 additional adults at sites that charge per person. Obtaining one is easy. Just go to the National Park Service website, nps.gov, or the National Park Service app.
Norton County Hospital and Medical Clinic would like to remind you that you have the power to protect yourself from heart disease. Making preventative appointments with your primary care provider is the best step in keeping your heart health in check. Small, heart-healthy actions like adding more movement to your day or choosing healthy foods can have a big impact on protecting your heart as well. Start today. Your heart will thank you tomorrow.
With today's inflation straining your budget, your Kansas Farm Bureau membership can help keep more money in your pocket. Get 15% off current published rates at Nextech Wireless. Special member pricing on select Grainger products. Save on vacation and travel with Avis Budget and Choice Hotels. And join the Kansans who've switched to Kansas Farm Bureau health plans, who enjoy significant savings on nationwide medical health care coverage. Join today. For a full list of benefits, visit kfb.org/benefits.
Kansas Agriculture Network Markets.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Greg Akagi. Right now, let's check the weather.
It is a mild start to the morning across the entire state, but we have a cold front currently making its way from Nebraska, pushing further south, and that's going to be sweeping through, bringing us gusty winds today and an elevated fire danger threat across much of southern, central, and northeastern Kansas. In fact, we'll have wind gusts as high as 45 miles per hour late tonight through tomorrow. We had record-breaking temperatures yesterday, could have that again today. Behind the cold front, though, a band of snow or two are possible, but accumulation would be limited due to the ground temperature and gusty winds. In northwestern Kansas today, temperatures will likely be in the mid-50s for the afternoon high. Chance of rain or light snow tonight. North central Kansas, sunny with a high in the upper 70s. 75 today in northeastern Kansas with falling temperatures this afternoon. Low 70s in southwestern Kansas. Sunny with a high near 80 in south central Kansas. And in the southeastern part of the state, sunny and breezy with a high in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Ann Holliday.
As we look at the early calls today, first off on the livestock side, as we look at some of the cattle contracts, did back off yesterday after having these steep losses. A lot of it due to the cattle on feed report numbers, where the placement number as low as expected overall, but we'll wait and see how that responds here later today, Tuesday normally, or sometimes turn around Tuesday as well. Beef continues to move higher, still expecting steady to better cash trade this week overall. Overnight grain trends, wheat futures 3 cents higher, about 2 cents off the high. Corn futures slightly higher, 3 cents off the high. Soybean futures 11 cents higher, 4 cents off of the high overall. You're listening to the Kansas Agriculture Network.